Hello, I'm Joni Blalock, and I am running for the Orange Beach City Council Place 5 position. I've been very fortunate to be able to serve in that position for the last 16 years, and I am hoping with your votes that I'll be able to do that for another 4 years. I've been in Orange Beach for 35 years. My roots run very deep and my commitment much deeper. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree from the University of Alabama, and before I did the City Council, I was a social worker and counselor for 24 years. I'm very blessed to have 4 children. I'm also blessed to have my mother and sister living in the area, and I've been also very blessed to be a member of very many civic boards and organizations in this area. I currently serve on the Orange Beach Library Board, the Islands of Perdido Foundation, the Gulf Coast Healthcare Authority, and many others. I do have quite a love for this area, for its ecology, the environment, and I want to continue to protect that, and that would be a focus of mine going forward. I have served in other capacities in the city, the Orange Beach Planning Commission. I have been a part of the Orange Beach Planning Commission, is also part of the first steering committee and picking out the first Christmas decorations for the city of Orange Beach. So I do go back a ways, and I think the historical information that I have and the historical times that I have shared within the city are very valuable going forward. So I do hope that you will see fit to look through all the information that you can about me, and that you will come to the conclusion that I'm the best choice for Place 5 in Orange Beach. Thank you.
One of the challenges faced by many of our local businesses is finding and maintaining adequate staffing to operate their businesses year-round. The challenge is complex and changes throughout the year based on our tourist seasons. But a large part of the challenge appears to be due to a lack of educational and training opportunities and affordable housing options in our area. Are you aware of these workforce development issues, and how would you help our businesses address those challenges?
I'm definitely aware of those challenges. In addition to being on the City Council now, I also work at Perdido Beach Resort. So we face these issues all the time. Finding staff and finding people that will work, and also finding people that are qualified to work. So it's a double whammy, and something that we've been dealing with for a long time down here on the coast. I served on one of the original workforce housing task force, and wow, it's a difficult nut to crack. And it's going to take a partnership from many entities, not just businesses and the businesses that are affected, excuse me, but landowners that could possibly help us with affordable land so that workforce housing could be developed. So you really need a multitude of parties that come together to create sort of a perfect storm to address the issue. And I think we're still headed in that direction. I think the Chamber's doing some amazing things to address that, but we're going to probably have to come up with some creative solutions, maybe some ride share from the central part of the county, the north part of the county down, finding educational entities that will work with businesses for the training and development portion of that. So I don't know how, like I said, it's very tough, but we've all got to come together and solve it because it's affecting everyone, especially the businesses that need the staffing. So I would love to be a part of continuing to work towards that, and we'll do everything I can in my power to see that we address it, continue to address it.
As our local area and economy grows, we need investments to expand and improve existing infrastructure. Such investments include things like better educational facilities, quality healthcare facilities, continued traffic improvements such as new roads and bridges, expanded access to high-speed internet, and better access to our natural resources and public facilities. What infrastructure issues would you like to address, and would you support continued investments to expand and improve our existing infrastructure?
Absolutely. Infrastructure is so important and has to be looked at on an ongoing basis. As far as roads and bridges, we have to partner with the state of Alabama regarding our roads and bridges because they're mostly state roads. So we have to have a unique partnership with them and work going forward. And I think we've established that in Orange Beach, and I hope that we can continue to build on those relationships. Everyone knows we need more roads and bridges, and that's a constant daily battle. We have come up with a bypass situation from 161 to the Canal Road to Highway 161 in Orange Beach, which we hope is going to relieve some of the stress in our Canal Road area. The recent expansion we had of Canal Road is already paying benefits. So it's an ongoing thing. It's a very important issue. I was also very happy to hear you say that high-speed internet is part of infrastructure, because it definitely is. Something that we're doing in Orange Beach now is a public-private partnership with Island Fiber, where we are getting fiber to our homes. I've been very lucky to have had access to that Island Fiber already, and it's phenomenal. So during these COVID times, we've learned that we're going to have internet access, and that it's important for children to go to school. It's important for people to do their works from home. So that is a huge part, something that we're addressing now, and hopefully with the roads, bridges, and everything else that we have facing us, we know that we have to constantly stay on it.
Large events that are hosted in our area attract hundreds of thousands of visitors and help stimulate our local businesses throughout the year. Such large events have been proven to benefit our local economy, but must also be balanced with the local quality of life issues. Do you have a position on the concerns within our area about hosting such large events that attract large crowds to our city, and what might you do to address those citizens' concerns?
Well, I think Gulf Shores has probably the two largest events, with Shrimp Fest and the Hangout Fest. On our side, in Orange Beach, maybe the Mullet Toss would be somewhat similar to that. And it is always a balancing act of offering something to the community and people from outside the community, but also keeping in mind, how does that affect your local residents? So it is important that we realize that the tourists and visitors do bring in the economy and the money that we need to run our cities, to be able to offer the amenities and the things that we offer. So it is a delicate balance. You can't go too far one way or too far the other. It's definitely just a balance. We need income to do the things that we do, to go back to the infrastructure needs that we have. You have to have money as far as building and doing things, but you also have to be able to provide amenities to the residents that live here and tolerate the inconveniences that go along with that. So it's a very important and a balance that you have to continue to find. I don't think we can blanketly say we don't need any large events here, because we do. Cultural events and other things are good for our residents as well as they are for visitors, and we just have to keep that in mind.
What is your position on how the city can balance the desire to encourage economic development with the need to limit certain types of businesses from operating in the city? And more specifically, do you think the city should have a role in controlling access to available food options, such as allowing food trucks and other food options to operate within the city, or not?
Well, in our cities, we have zoning ordinances and regulations that control how people develop. So I think the city does have a reason to be involved in economic development and business issues as well. So, but to be able to control all of that is another. I mean, if something meets a certain guideline and it's not an issue, I think the city needs to accept those kinds of things. Food trucks in Orange Beach, we don't have any at this time, but it's something that I think is an exciting thing to look at. Pensacola has done very well with their food truck court in in their city, and I think it's a great amenity. But it needs to be done and planned for correctly and not haphazardly. I think that there's a place for everything, and I think there's a place for food trucks and other outside the box eatery types of things. And I think placing those in areas where people could possibly get to them by bicycle or golf cart is going to help you with your traffic flow issues. So finding the right spot, involving the restaurants that you already have established in your city to be a part of that planning, I think would be vital as well. So I'm always open to possibly having new and different types of eating or entertainment venues within the city.